We'll make a start as we come to our seated position. But just to change it up, if you want to sit on any blocks, then by all means do. But we're going to start by crossing the legs in a slightly different way. So if you want, you can bring one heel in line with the hips. And then this other knee, it might go on top of the other knee. It might come nowhere near close. And if it is nowhere near close, just leave it be. Because the bottom leg is the one that's doing the work. And we'll change it up shortly. But as we sit here, just breathing in tall. So that spine is nice and long. Those shoulders are dropped. And that chin is tucked in, just so the back of the neck is long. As we always do, just tuning into our breath here. Every inhale, just finding a little more length in the spine. As we exhale, just rooting it down through the sit bones. And just observing the sounds of each breath. And just that movement that's going on. As that chest rises and lowers. And just the natural rhythm of your breath. With each exhale, just feeling those shoulders drop a little more. And always rooting down. And with the legs crossed as they are, just easing into the hips. And then we'll work around the neck. So every inhale, finding a little length. As we exhale, looking up, stretching the front of the neck. We inhale back to center. And exhale, looking down, stretching the back. Every inhale to center. As we exhale, an ear to a shoulder. Inhaling back in your time. Across to the other side to your exhale. As we inhale back, and give that neck a roll around if it wants it. And just being sure to go both ways. Lovely. And then when we're back, settling ourselves up again, that spine nice and long. Again, as that chin is tucked in. And with this top leg, just going to bring this knee up into the air. You can take a gentle hug on this front knee. Now that gentle pull just lengthens that spine up. And then I'm going to take a twist again. So the same arm as the front leg. Into exhale as this comes around, tucking it close into the hips. Breathing in tall. Next exhale, let's twist over this back shoulder. You can hold this front knee. That front elbow might come across. That's it. Now, inhale, feeling that chest expand. As you exhale, maybe the lower back gives in, the mid back. It's feeling that twist work its way from the base all the way up to the top of the spine. Then as we inhale, back to center. Gentle hug, finding the length. And then we'll swap these legs. So the leg that was on top is the one that's coming up below now. So again, that heel, if it'll go, roughly in line with the hips. And then maybe the knees come on top of each other, or it can be nice and loose if you prefer. It's a nice challenge. If it's not comfortable, you can just place the sole of the foot on the mat. When you're ready, breathing in tall as we settle in here again. And it's just the same sequence that we practiced. But before we move, just settling in. It's feeling these legs twisting. So you work into the hips, thighs, knees. All the while that spine lengthens. And then when we're ready, working with the neck. Inhaling tall. As we exhale, looking up. Every inhale to center. And then looking down. You lengthen the back of the neck. And then in time, exhaling ears to shoulders, stretching the sides. And final side to your breath, your time. As we're back, finding the length, maybe giving that neck a circle. If you've gone one way, it's going the other as well to keep that even. And as we come back, finding the length, ready for a twist. So it might be all ready. Let's bring this knee on top up nice and high. As we inhale, taking a hug. So that spine lengthens, shoulders drop. As we exhale, wrapping the other hand, tucking it in line with the hips. As we breathe in tall. And exhale, twisting over. As much or as little as you like. As we inhale that length again. With each exhale, maybe you go a little further, or just stay where you are. Observing the movement in the chest, the twist in the spine. And then as we inhale, bringing it back, a gentle hug. You might be pleased that we can undo the legs now. But bringing the soles of those feet together. Now it doesn't matter if they're far out or if they're in close. Only if it's comfortable, you can take a hold of each foot individually. Almost exhale, peeling them open like a book. Now that will really get into the hips, so just being cautious. But as we're doing this, we're maintaining that length in the spine. As we hold this, with each exhale, as gravity just guides those knees down. As we inhale, drawing that breath into the chest. And then, working in a twist again. Let's inhale, bringing these arms up to shoulder height. And then sending the palms up. So this chest is puffing out a little. And then we're just going to twist. So exhaling over to any side. Not holding. Inhaling back. Other side. Twice more. Every inhale to center. Exhaling over. And each time you go round, you go that little bit further. when you've had the 3, back to center. Only in your time though. And then finally, with this time on the exhale, we're staying where we are. But when we send these elbows back a little, we'll just stretch the front of the chest. Next inhale, bringing these elbows together, palms together, up into the air. As we exhale, all the way back down. Have a shake off of those shoulders if you like. And then we'll move our way through to all 4s. Any way you want. Whether it's rolling over these knees. Whatever is comfortable for you. Now, before we get comfy on all 4s, these knees have been compressed for a while. Just give them a nice loose shake off if they want. And then in your time, coming back with these palms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Again, finding that spine nice and long. Let's move into cat. So as we inhale, curling from the base of the spine, as we look up, as we exhale, again moving from the base of the spine, as we look down or through the legs. Repeating breath by breath, inhaling up and exhaling down. As we compress the discs and make space. Awakening the spine. And when we've worked evenly, it's coming back to our flat back just briefly. To the exhale, sinking into our comfortable child position. Those hips towards the heels, widening the knees if you wish. Still allowing that chest and head to sink down to the mat. Just letting the body settle here, tuning into our breaths. And if you wish, you can inhale and we lift the palms up onto the fingertips. That will just move everything up the back a little. Only holding for a breath or two. As we exhale, planting the palms down. And inhale, back up to our all 4 position. As we get ready to move back into the hips. So in your time, let's inhale, send one foot out, keep it in line with the hips. Now this is just to work the core. Give the ankle a rotate if it wants. And then on an exhale, let's bend that knee up as we sink it through. Now, it's not quite into a lunge. You can bring it forward if you want. We're not staying here. I'm going to bring this front ankle in line with the knee. So I'm just going to send myself sideways. And that'll allow this knee to come onto the floor. And then you can walk the back knee back. So what's eventually happening is these hips are lowering to the mat. That's it. Now, some people find it more comfortable if that ankle is out straight, but for me it's just royally painful. That's it. Do we feel we've got it?
I think so. How are you?
If it's comfortable, you can always come up a little higher. So it's almost like this ankle is tucked into the thigh or hip a little. It's lowering down. That's And when we're here, it doesn't matter if it's palms or fingertips. We're inhaling this chest up nice and tall. So we've got a fairly strong back bend. Also working into the hips, the thighs. An awful lot going on. With each inhale, it's as if we're puffing this chest out. With each exhale, maybe those hips lower a little. And then this should be the nice bit. Let's exhale as we walk these palms forward. So it's almost like child. That chest and head lowers to the mat. Maybe you want to stay on the elbows. Or maybe you reach the arms forward. Just feeling that lower back release. To make the space between the vertebrae. As we inhale, walking ourselves back up, just briefly. That's it. Nice and tall. And then we'll work our way out. Now, if you want to come another way, please do. But maybe walk the back knee back or forward to make enough space to send that leg out back to our all fours. Excellent. So we can try the other side. Now, if you want to slow down, please do. If we inhale, sending that leg back first. Give that ankle a rotate if it wants it. And then, exhaling the knee up. As we bend it through, almost like our lunge. And then, working it into our pigeon. I should have done this side first, you can see more. So, the ankle and knee almost line up. So you can plant that knee down. Then walking the back knee back.
Oh, that feels better, yeah.
There we go. It's a strong pose, but it's a wonderful pose. Now, whether it's fingertips or palms, we inhale this chest tall. Each exhale, maybe those hips are sinking down. Maybe you walk the back knee back. It's your choice. And then in time, let's exhale as we walk it forward. Whether it's on elbows or those arms reaching forward. Chest and head lowering to the mat. Just feeling that lower back ease as we make the space on this side. And just allowing the breath to deepen each pose. And then, in your time, walking it back up, just briefly, and then as we work our way back to all fours, whether it's sending the back knee back, forward even, so we can dip back to our all fours. And if you want, just have a wiggle of the hips. It's almost like you're making a figure of 8. Just eases around where we've just worked. And then, continuing the theme, we're going to come in to plank. And then onto the front. Now we have 2 choices. You can either walk the palms forward if you want, staying on the knees, always keeping these elbows and shoulders beneath one another. And if you want, this is a maybe, you tuck the toes under into full plank. Now, you're keeping the spine straight, we're not collapsing the hips. This is challenging the core. Finding length on the inhale. And again, the next bit is absolutely a maybe. Maybe you want to place the knees on the mat, or gently exhale as we lower the chest to the mat. And when you're down, just take a nice deserved rest. You can plant one cheek on the mat, bringing these palms in line with the chest. Letting the body settle here first. And then, let's move. So first, with the palms in line with the chest, sending the elbows back. And on your inhale, powering through the palms as we lift up. Maybe it's tall, maybe it's nowhere near close. But let's exhale, peeling the spine down, tensing the buttocks as you lower. As we repeat twice more. Inhale and lift, shoulders dropped. Exhale, peeling ourselves down, slow and controlled. Final one. And then you can rest the opposite cheek on the mat if you wish. It's taking a few breaths. And then let's inhale our way through to all fours. As we lift ourselves up, but only to counter stretch. As we exhale ourselves back into child, that's it. Again, feeling that spine lengthen. Just using the breath as we observe where we've worked. And then, let's inhale. Back up to all fours. Now, same move as we did for pigeon. We're going to come into a lunge. So with one leg, let's inhale, send it back. Give the ankle a rotate if it wants. And then all in an exhale, sending that leg up and through to wherever it comes. And then when we're ready, we're going to take a big exhale as we swing this weight forward. That's it. Now, you'll probably need to adjust. You want this knee and ankle in alignment. Again, it doesn't matter if you're on the palms or the fingertips. Most of the weight should be on the feet. Stretching into this back thigh and the hips. Now, only if you want, you can keep the knee dropped or you can lengthen it. All your choice. With each inhale, finding this length in the spine. And just with time, observing these hips release. And then going to take a twist. So it's the opposite palm of the front leg. You can plant it or it can be on fingertips. And then as we inhale, we're going to open up over this leg. That's it. If you're balanced, you can look up. Almost as if you're breathing length between the two palms. As we exhale, lowering that back down. Briefly in the lunge. And in time, just drop this back knee. Any way you wish, stepping that leg back. Maybe a wiggle. And then, one final twist on this side. So the palm that was our front palm. Oh, first actually, with the other palm, going to point the fingers in. Send the palm roughly to the edge of the mat. And with the other one, going to inhale, reaching it out. And then exhale, we're scooping it under this arm. So the shoulder may come to the mat. That's it. So it's almost as if we're opening this top chest. With each exhale, almost as if you're releasing around a little bit more. And then inhale all the way back through. All fours. Other side. So with the other leg, inhaling that out. Maybe a rotate on the ankle. And then on an exhale, sending the ankle up. As we exhale that knee through. Ready for our lunge. And then again, exhale as we shift this weight forward. Adjusting so this knee and ankle are below each other. Settling in here just for a breath. Feeling the hips and thighs ease. Option if you want, tucking the toes under. As you lengthen the back leg, or maybe it stays on the floor. As we find the length on this side, or sorry, in the spine even. So as inhale as we fill the chest. Almost as if we exhale, rooting down. And then our twist. Planting the opposite palm of the front foot. As we inhale, reaching the other one up. Finding length between the two palms. As we exhale, lowering it down. As we lower the back knee on this side. And working into our twist on this side. So sending this front foot back. And then with this palm, turning the fingers facing in, sending it to the edge of the mat. As we inhale, reaching the other out. Exhale, scooping it under, a shoulder dropping to the mat. Opening this side of the chest. Exhale, maybe deepening into the twist. And then inhale. Back to all fours. And we can sink it back into our child. Adjusting as you need to, just so it's comfortable for you. Just feeling everything release here. And when you're ready, just inhaling up to our all fours. So we get ready to lift into dog. So tucking the toes under. And on a big inhale, powering through the legs. Sending the hips up to the sky. It's that chest and head sink through. Give the head a little wiggle so it's nice and loose. And if you wish, taking a walk from foot to foot. One heel lowers and then the other. And then in your time, just inhale it to a forward fold, stepping the feet towards the hands and the hands to the feet. Just letting everything hang. Taking a bend in these knees, it just helps loosen the lower back. And then in time, on an inhale, curling ourselves up to our standing position, coming up slowly. When you're standing, finding yourself nice and tall, feet nice and planted. Oh, there we go. Rooting ourselves down here. Just settling ourselves in the breath. Oh.
Fell over. There we are.
There we go. Rooting down as we inhale, reaching the arms up. So those palms come together. As we exhale everything back to heart center. These shoulders drop. And then I think what we probably need is to loosen out these wrists so we can interlock the fingers. Inhaling them up just so they're level with the eyes. And then with one hand only, you're just going to begin to rotate. So only one hand is doing the work, the other one is just following. Slow or as fast as you like. It's being sure to go both ways. And then, as we slow that down, I'm just going to move these interlocked fingers along one. And then repeating it with the other hand. Rotating in your speed. Again, being sure to go both ways. And then slowing that down. As we undo the hands, we're just going to shake them out. So just starting in line with the head. As we shake them all the way down. Nice and loose, eased off. And then let's move back to the thighs. So coming into our warriors, As we breathe in nice and tall, take a big step forward or back, roughly a leg distance. So the front toes pointing forward, the back toes in at 30-45 degrees. Hips facing to the side, or just slightly off. Just bring the hands onto the hips just to keep them even. Shoulders dropping. So we inhale as if you're filling this chest up. As we exhale, can we bend the front knee? Now, taking a peek again, that knee and ankle in alignment. Adjusting if you need. If you're ready, inhaling these arms up to shoulder height. Perhaps looking over the front fingers if you're balanced. As we hold the position here. Each inhale as we fill the chest, almost reaching these arms out a little further. Maybe we exhale, lowering these hips down. That's it. Using the breath to calm and still. And then, next exhale, going to lower this front elbow onto the thigh. This back arm can wrap around, so the palm can just rest on the lower back, just opening up this top shoulder. As we inhale, breathing length up through the spine. If you wish, inhaling this back arm up, that reaches up. Maybe you keep the elbow on the thigh, or you reach the arm down. The fingers might touch the floor, or they might just hang. That's it. If you wish, you can inhale, lengthening the front leg. Only looking up if you're balanced. And then, big inhale, powering everything up. Lower the arms. Now we have two options. You can reset yourself, or you can rotate the toes. I've gone a little bit wide though. So whatever we're doing, the new back toes, again pointing in, front ones forward. The hands on the hips, we breathe in tall. And if we're ready, can exhale, bending the front knee, checking that knee and ankle are in alignment. When you're ready, as we inhale the arms up to shoulder height, maybe looking over the front fingers. As we repeat on this side, finding the length between the palms. Perhaps exhale as we lower the hips. With each inhale, as that chest puffs out. And in time, you can exhale as we lower the front elbow onto the thigh, wrapping that back arm around, just on the lower back, just so that top shoulder opens on this side. Finding that length through our spines. And then maybe inhaling the back arm up as it reaches up. And look up if you're balanced. The front arm either stays on the thigh, or you can lengthen it. Fingers may touch the floor. And if you want to extend, you can inhale as you lengthen the front of the leg. Big inhale. Just coming up, everything up. So arms drop. And then you can zigzag these feet in. And now chances are, those ankles probably want a nice good shake out. And if we want, just ease these ankles off. So you can come almost onto the toes, rolling that leg around, getting into the toes and the ankles. It's going both ways. One last little shake off as we do the other foot. Only applying as much or as little pressure as you like. You roll it around both ways, shaking off. And then we'll roll ourselves back down onto the floor into a forward fold. So inhaling tall. So we exhale, tucking the chin, grounding the shoulders, bending the knees, using the abdominals as brakes. Peeling ourselves down. Just feeling that spine release as we lower down. Now, holding the forward fold, allowing that head to be nice and loose. And then, let's take a hold of the elbows. And we can begin to rock from side to side. Just sending the elbows out. One knee will probably bend as you do. Just having that gentle stretch into each side of the lower back. And then, gently coming back, slowly to centre. We allow the arms to hang. And let's step it through to downward dog. Planting the palms, stepping the feet back. So his hips come up into the air. Now you can enjoy the stillness or walk from foot to foot. Your choice. And at any point, you can lower yourself down to all fours and then child. And if you're still up, just think about lowering down on the next exhale. Sinking it all back to our child position. That chest and head sink to the mat. It's allowing everything to release and relax. Tuning in to the rhythm of your breath. Finding that calm and stillness. Allowing the breath to settle you. And then, in time, let's inhale ourselves up to our all four position. Just very briefly working into cat. As we inhale, curling as we look up. Exhale, curling as we look down. Observing the difference in this move now. And when we've worked evenly, as you come back to our flat back, ready to come through to lie down any way you like, whether that's rolling over the crossed ankles. As we scoot to the front of the mat, and with these legs loosely bent, as we inhale, that spine lengthened, arms raised. Exhale, peeling ourselves down. Slowly working the core. So the last thing down is the head. There we go. And only when you've done that, you can hug the knees into the chest. Now as you hug them in, keeping the shoulders dropped, maybe having a rock side to side, just massaging that lower spine. The knees go one way, maybe the head rolls to the opposite side. And then, as we come back to centre, as exhale, as we plant these feet on the mat, doesn't matter if they're far or close. Sending these arms out to shoulder height. If you've not got room, maybe it's elbows out and palms facing up. And then just allowing these knees to rock gently. You start slowly from side to side. The momentum may build. And then in time, the knees may come onto the floor at any side. And when they do, you can just leave them there. Perhaps looking over the opposite shoulder. And just breathing into the twist. As you inhale, filling the chest. Exhale, just releasing around. And in time, as inhale, knees to center. As we gently exhale across to the other side. And release around here. It's breath by breath. And deepening a little bit more. As we inhale, knees back to center. And just send these legs into the air. When you're ready. As much a bend so they can just hang nice and loose. Just observing that lower back pressing onto the mat. And then in time, let's bring the arms up to join them. And you can have a rotate of the wrists and ankles if you wish. To give everything a nice loose shake off. And then inhaling, sending the arms through the legs as we take a hold of the outer edges of the feet. Or maybe the ankles or legs. And then here, you can have a rock side to side if you wish. or just enjoy the stillness. And then, as you come back to center, in your time, you can exhale your way down to your relaxation position. And whatever that may be. And as you lay down, it's feeling the body heavy on the mat, calm and still. As we tune into our breaths, just hearing and observing the subtle sounds and movement going on within. With each inhale, just drawing in energy and white light. As you exhale, releasing any tension and stress. This cycle calming and stilling the body. And then we'll just guide the breath around the body. With each area, as you inhale energy, exhaling, releasing any tension. And we'll start with the head. That breath filling the whole of the head. As you exhale, releasing that tension and stress. As we move it down to the neck and shoulders. And then down through the arms, all the way to the fingertips. And then around the chest and the upper back. Down to the tummy and the lower back. To our hips and pelvic floor. And then down the legs, all the way to the toes. As you inhale now, that breath filling the whole body. The whole body. And on the next inhale, drawing that breath in as it fills the whole body, as we hold it just for a second, and then gently, through parted lips, just sigh it away. As we do this twice more. When you've had those 3, just allowing the breath to return to normal. To observe the stillness and calm within. As we draw our attention back to this moment, you can begin to wiggle the toes and fingers as you make small movements. In time, if you like, you can hug the knees in towards the chest, whether rocking or still. And then, gently rolling over to any side. Brief moment of pause. You open the eyes here and lifting up to your comfortable seated position. We find the spine long and light and the shoulders dropped. When you're ready, inhale, slowly reaching the palms up as they come together. As we exhale, drawing everything back to heart center. As we bow our heads. Namaste.
Yes.